I still remember the exact moment Emma looked up from her phone and declared it. Jenna, you are officially skincare obsessive. We were sprawled on the faded blue couch in my living room, half a dozen sheet masks and tiny glass jars strewn across the coffee table like a miniature apothecary. My lavender-scented diffuser hummed in the corner, mingling with the faint hiss of her latte machine. I paused, a jade roller halfway to my cheek. The setting sun slanted through the window, turning the room golden. Obsessive, I echoed, arching an eyebrow. She laughed, a quick burst of amusement. It's a compliment, really. I've never seen someone track antioxidants like they were Olympic trials. She tapped a spreadsheet pinned to her phone. You've got vitamins C, E, niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, AHAs. Your serums have more acronyms than a NASA control room. I swallowed the lump in my throat. At 29, I'd poured everything into Celeste skincare, my side hustle turned small empire. When I launched that tiny turquoise bottle of Morning Dew Vitamin C serum 2 years ago, I never imagined I'd hit bestseller status on Glow Market. But here I was, 5 cleansers, 4 exfoliants, 3 toners, 2 masks, and a roster of monthly subscribers who clamored for every new drop. Emma set her latte on the table, sending a shiver through the scattered jars. You've built something incredible, Jen. I'm just messing with you. She leaned forward, pressing play on a video review of my Lunar Radiance sleeping mask. But seriously, look at this. People can't get enough. I clicked on the comments. My skin has never looked better, worth every penny. I'm on bottle 7 and still counting. A jolt of pride warmed me. All those late nights, formulating in my kitchen-turned-lab, the endless webinars on ingredient stability, the photo shoots for Instagram, they had paid off. Emma waved her hand. I know, you're the queen of ceramides. But sometimes I wonder if you ever leave the house without scanning faces for moisture levels. She chuckled, then tapped her screen again. Speaking of which, fun surprise. My heart skipped. Emma rarely used the word fun. Usually it was urgent or tax-related, or you have to try this kale salad. She looked up, eyes dancing. I placed an order. I frowned, setting the jade roller down. An order? Every single item. She emphasized each word with a flick of her wrist. Full sizes, travel sets, deluxe mini bundles, just went wild. It's being delivered tomorrow. For a moment, the room pulse stilled. I pictured 20 packages lining my entryway, each one bearing my logo. A slender crescent moon, cradling a dewy star. My curiosity warred with dread. You ordered all 10 products? That's a lot. She leaned back, triumphant. I figured if I'm going to call you obsessed, I need to put my money where my mouth is. She quirked a grin. Thought you'd appreciate the business boost. I blinked, chest tight. Emma, you don't have. She cut me off, waving a hand. Stop, listen. I'm proud of you. I wanted to celebrate your success. And okay, I'll admit, I'm curious too. I've seen the before and afters you post, but I've never tried more than your rosewater mist. So tomorrow it's a spa day. You guide me through the whole routine. Her enthusiasm was contagious. I laughed, tension melting. You're insane. She raised her latte in a mock toast. To insanity and to glowing skin. The next morning, a symphony of doorbells ushered in boxes. 10 in total, varying sizes, slim rectangular cartons for the cleansers, squat cubes for the masks, slender tubes for the serums. I tore through the packaging, labeling everything for our at-home spa marathon. Emma hovered, sporting her signature athleisure, black leggings, an oversized sweatshirt, hair piled in a messy bun. Okay, I began, placing the first cleanser on the coffee table. Step 1. Double cleanse. This is my Nourish and Foam Gel, gentle enough for morning, thorough enough to dissolve last night's sunscreen. I squirted a dime-sized drop into my hand and demonstrated the lather. Emma mimicked me, eyebrows raised as bubbles formed. Feels like whipped cream. I smiled. Exactly. She rinsed and patted her face dry, then peered at my toner lineup. Where do I start? I handed her the Hydrating Glow Toner, my most popular. Spritz this post-cleanse. It balances pH and delivers a quick hit of hydration. She inhaled the mist, lips parting in surprise. Smells like cucumber spa in Bali. We moved through each product methodically, serums, essences, oils, masks. Emma tried peel pads with caution, gasping as the AHAs tingled. We fanned each other with soft cloths, chatting about everything from her new job offer to my upcoming influencer collab. The apartment felt transformed into a sanctuary, a swirl of pastel packaging, soft music, and soothing aromas. At midday, we paused for lunch, a kale and quinoa salad. Emma whipped up, topped with slices of avocado. Our conversation turned serious, the future of Celeste skincare. I've been thinking, I said between bites, about expanding into body care, lotions, bath salts, that kind of thing. But the overhead is scary. Emma chewed thoughtfully. Did you consider crowdfunding a small pre-order campaign? Let your existing customers vote with their wallets. I nodded. I have. I just worry about delivery timelines, quality control. Last thing I want is a shipping delay or a bad batch. Emma reached across and patted my hand. If anyone can pull it off, it's you. Her unwavering belief hit me like a wave. All those months I'd spent second-guessing formulas, recalculating margins, wondering if the market would shift. Emma's simple confidence reminded me why I started. To share products I loved, products that made me feel radiant. By mid-afternoon, our spa marathon had reached its peak. My midnight velvet sleeping mask glowed in the waning light. As we applied it in near silence, the only sounds our breath and the soothing strains of a playlist I curated for customer relaxation routines. Emma reclined on a velvet throw pillow, eyes closed, a mischievous smile tugging at her lips. I studied her face, the gentle sheen on her cheeks, the way her dimples deepened, the ease in her shoulders. There was something profound in watching someone embrace self-care, not as vanity, but as an act of self-love. She cracked an eye open and peered at me. How do you switch off? I feel calmer. I sank to the floor beside her. It's the ritual. When you take time to care for yourself, everything else slows down. I raced a stray curl behind her ear. You should try this more often. She reached for my hand. Lesson learned. We lingered in the cozy glow until the mask set. Then, with damp cotton pads, we removed it, revealing skin that glowed like candlelight. We exchanged looks of amazement. Emma sat up, stretching. Okay, confession time. How many nights did you spend crying into your serums before they took off? I let out a dramatic sigh. Too many. There was a point last winter when sales stalled, costs rose, and I wondered if I should close up shop. Her eyes widened. You never told me that. I shook my head. I didn't want to worry anyone. I believed if I pushed through, figured out the right formulas and the right marketing, people would connect with it. She squeezed my hand, and they did, because it's genuine. I choked up. Thank you for saying that. She waved it off. That's what friends are for. Plus, I know a gold mine when I see one. She winked. I laughed, wiping away a stray tear. Well, next time I need a branding guru, I'm calling you. That evening, as we packed away the last of the boxes, I felt a surge of energy and possibility. Emma hugged me, silent and firm, and I realized that her teasing label of obsessive wasn't a knock at all, but an acknowledgement of my dedication. I'd invested heart and soul into every drop, every jar, every single product. And now, with my best friend's wholehearted support and a full order to prove it, I felt ready to take the next leap. I walked Emma to the door, her arms loaded with deluxe minis to gift to her colleagues. She turned, planting a quick kiss on my cheek. Thanks for today. My skin and my mind feel brand new. I grinned. Anytime. As I closed the door, I paused in the hallway, staring at the row of packages waiting inside. They were more than just orders. They were symbols of trust, of transformation, of a dream that started in my kitchen and grew into something real. That night, I sat at my writing desk, opened a fresh page in my journal, and scribbled 3 words at the top. Level up plan. Beneath it, ideas tumbled onto the paper body care line. Crowdfunding campaign, brand partnerships, customer retreat. I could feel the momentum humming beneath my fingertips. And though the road ahead would undoubtedly hold challenges, inventory snafus, regulatory hurdles, marketing misfires, I knew one thing for certain: I wasn't alone. My friends, my customers, my obsessive passion for creating luminous skincare would carry me forward. With that, I uncapped a bottle of Starlight Serum, dispensed a drop into my palm, and gently smoothed it across my face. The cool gel melted into my skin, and I closed my eyes, savoring the moment. Tomorrow, the next chapter would begin, and I would plunge into it with the same all-in devotion that earned me the title Skincare Obsessive, because sometimes obsession is just another word for relentless love. The next morning, I woke to a steamed-up bathroom mirror scrawled with lipstick. Level up, let's go. Emma's handiwork from last night's celebratory mani-pedi. I splashed cool water on my face, inhaled the scent of Starlight serum still glowing on my cheeks, and felt a fresh surge of purpose. The level up plan on my desk beckoned. Today was D-Day, the soft launch of Celeste Body Rituals, our new body care line, and the debut of the crowdfunding campaign to fund production. I pulled on my favorite indigo wrap dress, comfortable but polished, and tied my hair back in a loose chignon. Before leaving, I paused in front of my small home lab. Rows of beakers, balances, label designs pinned to the corkboard, and 2 prototypes of moonlit milk bath in pristine jars. I picked up one, turned it in my hands, and whispered, "Here we go." Then I strode out into the morning haze. Breakfast at the Roasted Bean was already buzzing when I arrived. Priya was at our usual corner table, laptop open to a mock-up of the crowdfunding page, high-res product photos, testimonial quotes, tiered rewards, stretch goals. Jamal hovered over an espresso, sketching wireframes for our mobile-friendly pledge flow. Elena waved me over, brand new Celeste notebooks in hand. "Morning, team," I said, dropping into the chair. "How's everything?" Priya grinned. "Your brand voice is in every line. Warm, candid, aspirational." I revamped the hero video to open with a slow-motion shot of milk swirling around rose petals. "It's going to land hard." Jamal raised an eyebrow. "I optimized the payment flow so there's no friction. Apple Pay, Google Pay, credit cards, PayPal, even Venmo. Backers can pledge in under 3 taps." Elena clicked her pen. "I've lined up 3 guest speakers for our launch webinar tonight, a sustainability influencer, a plus-size body positivity advocate, and a dermatologist known for clean formulas. We need diversity to show this isn't just beauty, it's wellness for everyone." I nodded, heart bouncing. "Perfect. Let's do a final run-through." We dove into details, email sequences, social media posts, webinar slide decks, wrapping the meeting just before noon so I could swing by the lab for a pre-launch spit test. By 1 p.m., the crowdfunding page went live. I tapped publish and watched the visitor counter tick upward. Emma was on video call, perched on her sofa in London, her hair still lilac from a midnight dye. "Show me," she cried, voice espresso bright. I shared my screen. The Celeste logo floated over a dusk-toned video montage, cream bubbling in wooden bowls, customers receiving Starlight serum, and the promise of moonlit milk bath. Below, a progress bar sat at $0 of a $50,000 goal. Emma clicked back this project, adding herself to the Golden Star tier, complete with a year's supply, a private formulation workshop, and a weekend retreat. "Your biggest fan," she teased. I laughed. "Love you. Now watch," she said, zooming in on the counter. It jumped $500, $1,200, $2,500. I blinked. At 2 p.m., halfway through our first webinar rehearsal, the bar hit $10,000. People were pledging. Refundable only if we didn't meet the goal, but I had never felt more motivated. That evening, I sat center stage for our live webinar in a cozy celestial set, velvet cushions, soft blue uplights, and the new body care line arrayed on a low table. The camera rolled as I greeted 500 live viewers by name. "Welcome to Celeste's first Founders Circle," I began, voice steady but glowing. "Tonight, I'm not just launching products. I'm sharing the story of why we all deserve rituals that honor our skin and our souls." I guided them through the moonlit milk bath, describing how tangerine extract brightens skin while chamomile soothes senses. Then I passed to silken saffron body oil, a golden elixir I'd spent weeks perfecting. As I spoke, I watched the live chat explode with hearts and questions. "Can I use this every night? Is it vegan? Do you ship to Canada?" I answered each with warmth, authenticity, and a dash of humor. At the end, I invited the dermatologist, Dr. Lawson, to speak, followed by a rapid conda. We wrapped in 45 minutes, and I collapsed on the couch behind the scenes, heart racing. When I reviewed the stats, our bar glowed at $28,000, 56% funded in one night. Tears pricked. We had momentum. Over the next week, crowdfunding proceeds climbed steadily, $35K, $42K. Then on day 10, a sudden spike to $60,000. I sat at my computer, jaw-dropping, as the page switched to funding goal exceeded. A top-tier pledge came from an unexpected source, a celebrity trainer whose glowing endorsement on Instagram had sent waves across the platform. Overnight, our small campaign became a viral sensation, but with success came challenges. Messages flooded in custom ingredients requests, shipping questions, allergy inquiries. Our manufacturing partner, an organic soapery in Vermont, warned of raw material shortages for our signature saffron. I convened an emergency call. "Team," I said via Zoom, "we need a contingency. If saffron runs out, we can offer a hyacinth lavender blend instead." Priya nodded. "Let's draft an update for backers. Transparent, apologetic, but offering extra rewards for any swap." Jamal added, "I'll update the CMS to enable easy product swaps or refunds." Elena exhaled. "And I'll script the email, keep it heartfelt." That afternoon, I recorded a 90-second video. "Eyes earnest, dear Celeste family. We've hit an incredible milestone. Due to unprecedented demand, we face a saffron shortage, but I promise to source the highest quality replacement or refund your pledge. Thank you for your trust." I posted it, held my breath, then watched as backers responded with solidarity. "Love your transparency. We trust you. Can't wait for lavender." The crisis had deepened loyalty. A month later, boxes of raw materials arrived: hydrating milk powder, rosehip oil, saffron extract, botanical petals. I spent a weekend in the lab with Emma, home for a surprise weekend visit, our heads bent over beakers. We formulated a limited Harvest Moon edition with extra rose petals, crowdfunder special. We labeled each jar by hand with small stickers, crowdfunder exclusive. On Sunday evening, exhausted but triumphant, we hosted a celebratory pop-up in my apartment. Dozens of early backers streamed in, greeted by fairy lights, soothing tunes, and trays of white chocolate-dipped strawberry slices. They sniffed jars, tested oils on their arms, and chatted about self-care journeys. One woman recounted how Celeste products helped her reclaim confidence after breast cancer surgery. Another said Midnight Velvet was the only thing that soothed her eczema. I listened, heart full, realizing impact had outgrown my wildest dreams. Emboldened, I met with local boutique owners on Monday. I stepped into Petal and Stem, a chic spa that loved artisanal lines. The owner, Clara, no relation to Emma's cousin, smiled broadly as I introduced the body line. By Wednesday, Celeste Body Rituals graced 3 new shelves across the city: spa, apothecary, and boutique. Meanwhile, our original Celeste skincare line caught a break. A major beauty editor featured Starlight Serum in her top 10 products to watch in 2025 list. Traffic surged. Shopify dashboards lit up. I hired 2 interns, one to manage social media queries, another to handle wholesale orders. I trained them on our values: authenticity, transparency, and that gentle tone that always felt like a friend's hug. Yet amid the bustle, exhaustion crept in. I found myself skipping meals, skipping sleep, skipping self-care. One evening, I collapsed onto the couch, eyelids heavy. A text pinged, "You okay?" It was Emma. Seconds later, she appeared on video. "No 2 a.m. hustle, Jen. You need rest." I rubbed my eyes. There's so much to do. Orders, formulations, campaign. She cut me off. "Breathe. We fix this together. Step away for one night." That night, we practiced what we preached. I applied a sheet mask, sipped chamomile tea, and Maya Angelou read to me via Spotify. I slept, truly slept, for 7 hours. When I awoke, I felt recalibrated, ready to face everything with clarity. By spring, Celeste had become a small but powerful beauty player. I spoke at local entrepreneur meetups about building a brand from a kitchen counter. I guest lectured at a university's business school on ethical sourcing and crowdfunding. Emma and I co-hosted a Skincare 101 workshop at a women's shelter, donating products and teaching gentle routines for those who'd suffered trauma. Watching participants glow, inside and out, brought tears. But the fiercest lesson arrived in the form of a legal letter. A competing skincare line accused us of copying their packaging design, a slender jar with silver trim. My stomach dropped. A shaky voice on the phone assured me they'd only sent a cease and correct notice, not a lawsuit yet. My attorney Olivia reviewed our trademark portfolio and concluded we were in the clear. Our moon crescent motif and shade of celestial turquoise were distinct. Still, I faced a branding crisis. On a team call, I shared the news. Elena spoke up. We need to differentiate further, add more unique elements to the packaging, deepen our visual story. Priya nodded. Let's plan a limited Cosmic Flora relaunch with hand-drawn illustrations. Jamal added, I'll prep a Q&A ad for customers to quell concerns. We moved fast, rolled out a refreshed design, and posted side-by-side comparisons on social media. See the difference? We're still your Celeste, just telling our story more boldly. Customers rallied behind us. The competitor's letter faded into background noise, affirmation that authenticity and community win. On a bright Saturday, I took the stage at the city's annual Makers and Dreamers Festival. The tent brimmed with artisans, inventors, and small biz owners. I spoke about Celeste's journey, the side hustle, the obsession, the launch, the crisis, the crowdfunding triumph, the body line, the crisis again, the rebirth. I ended with a standing ovation and dozens of entrepreneurs lining up to ask how to start their own dreams. That afternoon, Emma found me amidst the crowd. She wrapped me in a hug. Look at you, I laughed. Look at us. Back at the Airbnb we'd booked for the weekend, I sat on the balcony, city lights flickering below. Emma perched beside me. We clinked sparkling water bottles. To obsession, she toasted, because it means you care. To friends, I replied, who know when to prod and when to hush. We laughed, leaning into the cool night air. The world felt vast and ripe with possibility, product lines to develop, markets to enter, communities to serve. But the greatest lesson was clear. Success is never a solo venture. It's woven from the obsessive heart of a founder, the unwavering friendship of those who believe, and the collective trust of every person who places their skin and their story in your hands. As a meteor shower streaked across the sky, I whispered, here's to the next chapter. Emma closed her eyes, nodded, and added, and the one after that. And so, with jars empty and orders fulfilled, with spreadsheets balanced and spirits renewed, Celeste's journey continued, fueled by passion, edged by adversity, and anchored in the simple truth that when you dare to care enough to be called obsessive, you're already halfway to success.